Hi, my name is Luciana, and I'm currently enrolled in a doctoral program in management, specializing in the strategic study program of health services. With a background in healthcare, so I'm transitioning to higher education uh, with much more challenge than I'm expected. However, I'm very dedicated to overcoming those challenges by employing various learning methods, such as breaking down complex materials into digestible parts. And my goal is to grasp the bigger picture of this new field by the end of this semester. I hope so. And to aid in my studies, I create PowerPoint presentation, maybe it's just simple presentation that outline the fundamental concepts relevant to my dissertation. This presentation not only facilitate my learning process, but also bring me joy as I delve deeper into the subject matter. And moreover, I'm using this tool, this video, to improve my English proficiency, as it is the primary language of the references I need to comprehend. I want to extend my sincere apologies for any shortcomings in this presentation. And the images and templates I use are sourced from internet. I'm eager to begin my presenting on my PowerPoint shortly. And I'm very welcome if you have any feedback or suggestion that you may have. And thank you for your attention. Okay, let me begin to share my presentation because I'm using a Zoom platform to record my presentation. I hope you can understand uh, my lack of knowledge about making video about presentation as for now. Okay, let me begin to share my presentation. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now this is Michael E. Porter, a professor in Harvard Business School. Michael Porter has a famous theory about five forces that influence the competitiveness in any industries. So his quote, competitive strategy is about being different. It means deliberately choosing a different set of activities to deliver a unique mix of value, like I'm doing now. Okay, so this is ex one of his masterpiece about its competitive strategy book, and then again the technique and on competition. So Michael Porter has written so many books of literature to expand the body of knowledge in management, especially in strategic management, and so many research and journals that has been set forth as his masterpiece. Okay, now let's start the journey of this learning process for me. It is an introduction to five forces by Michael Porter's framework. So Professor Michael E. Porter, uh, he is the leading authority on company strategy and competitiveness. So this framework is a powerful tool to analyzing the competitive environment of a business or an industry. It focuses on five competitive forces that shape every industry and market to allow organization to understand the strengths and weaknesses of their current position and to make them easy to uh, have a decision, an informed strategic decision. Okay, let us see the diagram first. So this is Porter five forces kind of look like. There is a threat of new entry, a supply power, there is a competitive rivalries, and then threat of substitution and buyer power. So the first one is threat of new entrants. So the before that, by considering factor as such as supply power, buyer power, competitive rivalry, threat of substitution, and threat of new entry, this framework provides a comprehensive view of the competitive landscape, and it's enabling companies to develop sustainable and effective strategies for long-term success in their respective industries. Okay, now this one, threats of new enters, is the one of the indicators that there's a barriers to entry. So one of the main factor affecting the threats of new entrant is the presence of barrier to entry. This can include high capital requirement, or if there are strict government rules, or even strong brand loyalty among existing customers. Government regulation and industrial standards uh, can act as a barrier of entry for new players. New players have to comply with legal requirements and then obtaining permits and meeting industrial specific uh, for standard, and it it will be a time consuming and very costly. So this is barriers for new entrants to enter those industry, and it makes very challenging for new entrants to navigate the regulatory landscape. Economies of scale. So established companies often benefit from economies of scale, which allow them to produce goods or service at a lower average cost per unit. This can deter potential new entrants from competing effectively. The economies of scale play a significant role in deterring new entrants. Existing companies often have already have an established structure, established infrastructure, production facilities, and distribution network that allow them to produce at a lower cost per unit. This cost advantage creates a barrier for new entrants who would struggle to achieve the same level of efficiency and cost effectiveness. Yeah, so it making it harder to compete, right? So there's a product differentiation. Companies that have strong brand loyalty or strong brand identity very much offer unique products that are better positioned to fend off new entrants. So there's a brand recognition and customer loyalty that act as significant barriers to new competition. Established companies often have strong brand recognition and customer loyalty due to their differentiated products or services. So new entrants may face much more hard challenges in convincing customers to switch from existing brands. Additionally, they need to invest in marketing and product differentiation from further to raise the barriers much more closer to the existing companies. Okay, there is a capital requirement. capital in intensive industries such as manufacturing or telecommunication requires substantial upfront investment. So this financial barrier can discourage new entrants from entering the market, especially when existing companies have already captured a significant market share. Access to capital, either through internal resources or external financing, is crucial for new entrants to establish themselves. So there's a network effect. In industries with strong network effects, such as social media, empower, or telecommunication, the value of product or service may increases as more people use it. Existing companies benefit from this network effect, making it difficult for new entrants to attract customers and establish a competitive user base. This creates significant hurdle for new players. So the last thing is access to distribution channel. Established companies often have well-established distribution channels and partnerships in place. New entrants, in the other hand, will face challenges in securing access to these channels, which are very crucial for reaching customers. Limited distribution capabilities can hinder the new entrants' ability to compete effectively in the market. Okay, the force number 2 is bargaining power supply. So there's a supplier concentration, and the degree of concentration among suppliers with a higher concentration, leading to more power for suppliers due to limited choices for the purchasing company. So the power in suppliers is much bigger than the production. So one of the key factors influencing supplier power is the concentration suppliers in the market. When there are only a few suppliers dominating the market, they can collectively exert significant influence and making it very challenging for buyers to negotiate favorable terms. And additionally, limited suppliers option can lead to a lack of competition and allowing suppliers to dictate price and terms, and ultimately will reduce the power of the buyers but increase the power of suppliers. And then there is a switching cost term. And the cost associated, what it's mean, a switching cost? It is the cost that associated with switching from one supplier to another, which can impact the bargaining power of suppliers if the costs are high. The high switching costs can significantly increase supplier power, and if the cost of switching supplier is substantial, buyers may feel constrained about making the terms meet with the supplier's term. So this can lead to a situation where the suppliers holds a strong position and can dictate terms with less fear of losing business. So there is a forward and vertical integration. So supplier power is also influenced by potential of forward integration, where supplier can potentially enter the buyer's industry or market. And this can result in the supplier leveraging this threat to exert control over the buyer, knowing that the buyer is reliant on the supplier's goods or services. This can lead to a decrease in the bargaining power of the buyer, as they may perceive the supplier as a potential competitor in the future. So there's a strategies to mitigate supplier power. And one of the first effective strategy is to negotiate a long-term contract with suppliers. By committing to a lengthier arrangement, the company can secure stable supply of materials or products, thereby reducing the supplier's power to dictate prices or availability. And then the supplier diversity. So diversifying the supply chain by working with multiple suppliers can help mitigate the influence of any single suppliers. And this approach provides the company with option and leverage, reducing the dependence on a sole source, and uh, it will spreading the risk. So there's one way to reduce supply power that is involved in forward integration. This involves the company uh, is investing in or acquiring the supplier. So by controlling this source of inputs, the company can decrease the leverage a supplier holds over them. And as an alternative, there is a vertical integration that involves company taking full control of the entire production process. So by owning the raw material suppliers, manufacturing and distribution, the company can significantly lessen the power of external suppliers and internalize those functions. So the third force, there is a bargaining of buyer power of buyer. I'm sorry, it's okay. So if there is only a few large buyers, they hold a very significant sway over the seller due to their ability to dictate terms and prices. This concentration of buyer can limit the seller ability to charge higher prices and negotiate favorable terms. Buyer power is influenced by the ability of buyers to negotiate prices and terms with seller. Strong negotiating power can lead lowering the price and extended credit term or additional value-added services. For example, large retailers like Walmart have significant negotiating power due to their large order volume, allowing them to demand favorable terms from suppliers. And there is a product differentiation. When buyers perceive little difference between the products of different sellers, their bargaining power will increase. They can easily switch to a competitor offering without significant costs. And if there is a cost of switching to different seller or product is low, buyer possess more power. This is particularly relevant in industries where the products are standardized and highly is I'm sorry. In this case, were easily replaceable. I'm sorry. So it's leading to higher buyer bargaining power. By offering unique features or innovative designs or superior quality, then the cost of switching is high from that perspective. In this case, a company reduces the attractiveness of substitutes and increase customer loyalty. So, and then availability of information. Buyer power is influenced by the availability of information about products, prices, price comparison, product reviews, and industry analysis. It is empowering buyers to make informed purchase decisions. For instance, online platform and review websites provide buyers with wealth of information and then giving them the ability to compare products and make well-informed choices. So what is the strategies to mitigate power of buyer power? The first one, so it must be product differentiation. By offering unique features, innovative designs, or superior quality, a company will reduce the attractiveness of substitutes and it will increase customer loyalty. So, and then into the long term, we have to make a long-term contract with key buyers. Then can create a sense of commitment and stability. It's like when in a healthcare facility, we have contract maybe about a year or two with the certain industry to provide their employee with our health services. This contract will uh, secure the stability of uh, buying or the continuity of service providing for the employee. And then there is a cost leadership strategy. By implementing a cost leadership strategy, it will allow a company to offer product or services it in a lower price, so making it less susceptible to buyer bargaining. By being the lower cost provider, the company can maintain a competitive advantage and reducing the influence that buyers have over pricing. So when the last thing, the last for strategy for mitigate buyer power is a vertical integration that involves owning or controlling various stages of a supply chain, from raw material to distribution, and this will reduce the power of buyer by minimizing their ability to negotiate on pricing and term, as well as ensuring a consistent supply of product. And the factor number 4, there is a threat of substitute products or services. Uh, so there is a product similarity. The effective way to prevent the product similarity, even though we have the same value proposition maybe, but we have to differentiate uh, our offering in a way that makes it unique and irrepressible. And this could involve focusing on specific features or specific quality or branding that sets your product apart from substitutes in the market. And then from price to performance ratio, we can investing in customer education about uh, uh, consumer evaluate the value of a product or service based on its price relative to its quality or performance. Lower price alternatives with comparable quality pose a notable threat to industry. But there is no such thing, lower price with good quality. No. And then switching costs, where when the switching cost is lower, so it will uh, be a threat for the first producer because that may attract many new entrants. So high switching costs, whether financial, technical, emotional, will reduce the likelihood of substitution. And what is the strategies to counter substitutes product? So as always, we have to differentiate with others competitor, and one of the most effective strategy is to differentiate, and it will involve on focusing on specific features or quality or branding that sets the product apart. And you have to make education for customers, because investing in customer education about the distinct advantages and superior value of our product compared to substitutes can help create a loyal customer in the long run, so that that customer will value the product and understand and appreciate the unique benefit of our offer. And we have to form a strategic partnership with other companies, with other suppliers, or with other distributors that will help us to create barriers for new entrants for substitute products. It will hard to match or surpass the value if there is a new entrance. And this could involve technological advancement, design improvement, or enhancing customer experience. So it is, again, the last one, it's continuous innovation, and always innovate in the many area that we can invest of innovation. So the last one is intensity of competitive rivalry. Uh, the first thing that we have to concern about market concentration. When a small number of companies dominate a market, competition among them will intensify as each companies will seek a larger share. And this can lead an aggressive pricing strategies and will force to a constant innovation to stay ahead. But in the slow growing industry, companies firstly compete for market share, leading to aggressive promotional activities and price wars. Conversely, high growth industry may see less intense rivalry as companies, because companies focus on tapping into expanding opportunities. So we have to again to differentiate our products. When products are similar, company will aggressively fee for customers, and it will leading to intense competition. But however, strong brand loyalty can reduce the intensity of rivalry, as customers are less likely to switch brand. So there's exit barrier. When exit from an industry is difficult enough, companies are inclined to fiercely compete, and it will lead to a price reduction and fierce marketing campaign. Those will intensifying the rivalry. So there's a factors contributing to competitive rivalry. Uh, there are product innovation. So in a highly competitive market, companies often differentiate themselves through innovation products offering. And it will include introduction of a new features, maybe new technologies or unique selling points that set them apart from their competitors. Innovative products can create a competitive advantage and drive customer loyalty, but they also prompt rivals to respond with their own innovation, and it will intensify the competition. And pricing strategies. One of the significant uh, uh, effect from competitive rivalry is pricing strategy or a price wars, discount offers, or promotional deals. It is a common tactic that used by company to attract customers. And these pricing strategies can lead to a fierce competition, especially in industries with limited differentiation between products or services, maybe in the food industry. And uh, it's a market saturation. When a market becomes saturated with numerous competing firms, the rivalry naturally will increase, and companies vie for market shares, often resulting in aggressive marketing campaign, customer acquisition battles, and strategic alliances. Market saturation can lead to a fierce competitive rivalry, and it will drive the business to constantly seek ways to stand out and capture attention. So there's strategies to gain competitive in competitive advantage, innovation and cost leadership, and then market segmentation by targeting specific segment of the market with tailored products or marketing strategies, company will gain a competitive advantage. And when we can understand the specific needs or unique needs or the preferences of different customer groups, it will allow more personalized offerings and marketing, leading to increase customer satisfaction and customer loyalty. And there's a strategic partnership. So when we collaborate with other businesses or other organizations, it will provide a competitive advantage by leveraging complementary strengths. Strategic partnerships can create opportunities for shared resources, and it will expand our reach and access to new markets, and it will ultimately strengthening the position of all parties involved. So, what is competitive advantage? Competitive advantage grows out of value a firm is able to create for its buyer that exceed the firm's cost of creating it. Value is what buyers are willing to pay, and superior value stems from offering lower price than competitors for equivalent benefits or providing unique benefits that more than offset a higher price. So there are two basic types of competitive advantage, as Michael Porter says. There is a cost leadership and differentiation. So competitive advantage is a relative term, and it depends on the environment of each company surrounded by. And Porter's definition of competitive advantage focuses solely on customers and comparative value. So what is the application of the Porter framework in the real world scenarios? So as we can see, it's an airplane industry. One real-world application of their framework can be observed in Ireland industries. So they have the threats of new entrants, and they have a bargaining power of suppliers and intensity of competitive rivalry. These are crucial factors that influencing the industry's dynamic. But it is a high barriers to entry, such as substantial capital requirement and regulatory hurdles. It contribute to the limited threats of new entrants. And the consolidation of aircraft aircraft suppliers has elevated the bargaining power of suppliers, and it impact predicting the costs of structure and profitability of the airlines. Additionally, the fierce competitive rivalry among airlines has led to innovation in services and pricing strategies to gain market shares. So, next on pharmaceutical industries. This framework applicability extend to the pharmaceutical industry. So there's a threat of substitute products because the constant innovation in the drug development, and then bargaining powers of buyers because so many government in many countries have a government healthcare programs. So it will affect pricing and access to medicine. In pharmacy, by applying Porter's five forces, we can analyze this of the companies in these industries, and we can gain insights into the competitive behavior, competitive landscape, identify areas of strategic focus, and develop effective competitive strategies to thrive amidst those complex market dynamics. So there is we can analyze on a global automobile. So it is a dynamic too and very complex and require very comprehensive analysis of competitiveness. The Porter framework is helpful in understanding factors such as the threats of new entrants, bargaining power of suppliers, and intensity of competitive rivalry within the global automobile industries. And when the analysis is done, they can identify the opportunities and threats and ultimately guiding the strategic decision making. And then in the sector technology. So the application of Porter framework in technology always, and it's been a long time, have provides valuable insights to the dynamics of supplier powers on buyer powers and the threats of substitute product or services. In this rapid phase of innovation and disruption, understanding these competitive forces is very crucial for companies to adapt, innovate, and stay ahead in the highly competitive technology market. So what about healthcare industry? The analyzing healthcare industry through the lens of five forces of Porter, it is a very significant factor such as bargaining power of buyers, the threats of substitutes, and competitive rivalry. And this analysis provide a strategic insight for healthcare organization to navigate regulatory challenges, pricing pressures, and technological advancement, ensuring sustainable growth and competitive positioning. So what is the competitive strategic formula? There are a team collaboration for strategic development. So it will require a team member that is can brainstorm, analyzing market trends, and that can develop innovative strategies that will provide a competitive edge. And they have to formulate a robust strategy that align with organization competitive goals. So we have to know about analysis of marketing as in depth. Competitive strategy formulation needs a comprehensive understanding of a whole picture of the market landscape. And these pictures depict as a team that conducting a thorough market analysis evaluating a competitive landscape, identifying opportunities and anticipating potential threats to develop a well-informed competitive strategy. And then there are innovation and product development as a separate project. So in this nowadays, in today's dynamic business competitive, companies strive to innovate products to stay ahead in the market. And it in this image showcase a product development team working on creating a cutting edge offering, emphasizing the importance of innovation in competitive strategy formulation. So what is the limitation from this framework? While my current Porter framework is a very valuable tool for analyzing competitive forces and formulating strategies, it does have its limitation. One significant limitation is this framework tendency to focus primarily on industrial level analysis and potentially overlooking the influence of macroeconomic factors and global trends. And this narrow focus may lead to an incomplete understanding of dynamic market environments, especially in today's interconnected and rapidly changing global economy. Additionally, the framework's static nature can be a limitation, and it may not adequately address other uh, event that cannot be seen when the theory is created. So there is now an impact from disruptive technology, regulatory changes, or many global geopolitics that alter the decision making uh, for a normal decision making. So furthermore, this framework is emphasized on competitive positioning and differentiation may not fully capture the complexities of modern business strategies that now we have to rely on more towards to collaboration, ecosystem, and network effects than traditional competition. So, is there any alternative frameworks for this competitiveness? So, there are alternative frameworks that have emerged after these many years this theory created to complement or expand upon Porter's model. For instance, the blue ocean strategies. It offers a fresh perspective by focusing on creating uncontested market space rather than competing within existing market boundaries. And then the resource-based view, or RBV. It emphasizes the internal strengths and capabilities of a firm is very crucial determinants on competitive advantage. Overall, while the Porter frameworks will remains a valuable tool for many, many years ahead, it is essential for strategists to consider its limitation and then explore another alternative framework to gain a comprehensive understanding of complex market forces and competitive dynamics. So, what is the conclusion and takeaways? So, we have to strategic positioning. We have to understanding the dynamic of industries, competition, and strategic positioning of our industries, and will give an edge for that companies in the market. By analyzing the five forces, organization can make informed decision of how to position their products and services for optimal success. And we have to take a risk assessment. Beforehand, businesses have to take a risk assessment with other tools, but with Porter's framework enables businesses to assess it with various industry forces, and it allowing them to proactively address potential threats and capitalize on opportunities for growth. And it is vital for strategic planning and risk management. And then we have to come with competitive strategy. And the framework illuminates the significance of crafting effective competitive strategies. By understanding the forces at play, companies can determine the best approach of differentiate themselves and create a sustainable competitive advantage. And then there is uh, the point that we have to have the capability to adapt more and willing to innovate. So it is necessity for businesses to continually adapt and innovate. And especially in today's dynamic markets, the ability to respond to changing forces and industries dynamic is very crucial for a long-term success or sustainability. So it concludes my presentation, but I have recommended readings on this takeaways and to learn more about the subjects on Michael Porter frameworks. So it is a book from him that has a title of Competitive Strategies. It is a techniques for analyzing industries and competitors. And this very much lighten us with a deep insight into the 5 competitive forces and how businesses can strategize to gain a competitive edge. And then there's a book from an essay about my competitive strategy by John Margareta. It offers a detailed analysis of Porter framework. And then, of course, The Competitive Advantage of Nation by Michael E. Porter, that must read for those who are interested in exploring the role of national competitiveness in global market. So we have to thank for Professor Michael Porter to create this, invent this theory, because it is more insight and give more perspective for us to learn about industrial analysis and strategic management. So there is an academic journal as the Harvard Business Review and Strategic Management Journal from The Economist. It consistently publishes articles and research papers that extend and challenge the principle laid out by Porter. While engaging these scholarly works, it can provide a nuanced insights and perfect perspective on the applicability and limitation of the framework. And it will ensuring us to have a well-rounded understanding of strategic analysis. Overall, the recommended readings or references is serve as a treasure trove of knowledge. It will empowering us as a professionals, as a scholars or learners alike to navigate the intricate landscape of competitive strategy and industrial analysis with acumen and insight. Okay, there's a quote from Professor Michael E. Porter. If a strategy meets a goal, so it is working. If a strategy meets a target, it's a success. That's it for my presentation. I hope you can understand my lack of everything. So because it is my first time trying to do like this. I mean, I hope I can do better next time. Thank you for watching, and hope you can have any uh, mm, positive from uh, positive point of view from this presentation. Have a good day.